This is the itel S23 Plus, not the Samsung S23 Plus, and this is the best looking and premium phone I've seen from itel. The itel S23 Plus is a sleek 4G phone with a 6.78-inch curved Gorilla protected AMOLED screen with an in-display fingerprint sensor, NFC, 16GB of RAM and 256GB of storage space. And it also comes with its own virtual assistant that I surprisingly found to be more useful than Apple Siri or the Google Assistant, and we'll get there. This is obviously a good-looking phone from itel, but itel is known to be one of the most affordable brands. So won't creating a phone with these specs mean they are no longer an affordable brand? On the contrary, the itel S23 Plus is actually under 150,000 naira, and at that price you also start wondering what compromises were made to keep the price at that point. That is what we are going to find out in this video. What's up guys, it's Victor here again. In this video we will talk about the design, display, battery, memory capacity, performance, software, camera, pros and cons, and value for money of the itel S23 Plus. I got early access to this phone and have used it for more than 5 days now, so I would like to share what I think about it. I have included timestamps in this video so you can skip to any part that interests you. Please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay up to date on more videos like this one. From looking at the box, you see that itel did a great job with the well thought out packaging and design. It's a slim box and this suggests one thing: there is no charger in the brick, but let's see. On the box there is S23 Plus boldly written with shiny foil at the bottom. At the top there are the RAM and storage specifications and an NFC sticker. On opening the box we see an all black paper box with inscriptions in glossy red and white. In this compartment we have the USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable wrapped in a paper box. There is a headphone neatly locked in a paper envelope with a SIM remover pin behind it. In yet another paper box with the inscription "Breakthrough without limits," we have the pouch. Unfortunately, we don't get a charger brick and a quick start guide or manual. They are really going for premium. Picking the phone for the first time felt like I picked up a Samsung curved screen device, except that this is a lot lighter, and that is because the phone is made from a polycarbonate glass material with which you don't have to worry about shattering the back if you drop it. The back cover has the blend of glittery colors that reflects different colors at different angles. The S23 Plus has a curved design and is only 7.5mm thick. The curved edges and slim design make it fit the curve of your palm, making it comfortable to hold, but can be a little slippery because of the glossy shiny frame. The screen curvature is about 59 degrees and this phone really has slim bezels with a display to body ratio of 93%, which is fantastic, and from the sides the bezels are almost invisible because of the curved display. On the phone's display, there is a dot notch that itel claims can transform into a dynamic bar that displays notifications, events, reminders, and third-party app interactions, resembling the dynamic island found on recent iPhones. However, I was unable to get this feature to work. It is possible that there is a setting that needs to be turned on in order to activate the dynamic bar. The top and bottom edges are flat, and I like that there is no bold itel branding on the back like you see on other itel phones, except for this tiny designed by itel inscription on the flat top edge of the phone. I think this will appeal to a lot of folks who want to enjoy some of the premium features with this phone but are too shy to identify with a budget brand like itel. The bottom has the SIM tray that takes 2 nano SIM cards and no memory card. The microphone, USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and the loudspeaker grill are also found on the bottom part. The right side holds the power and volume buttons. There is no side or rear mounted fingerprint sensor here, and that is because the itel S23 Plus uses an in-display fingerprint sensor, and it makes sense to do this because this is an AMOLED display. This S23 Plus is completely different from the S23 in every aspect. It's supposed to be called something else because it's an entirely different phone with remarkable upgrades in almost every aspect. However, I miss the color changing back of the regular S23. This one with me is the Lake Cyan color. There's also the Force Blue color, and a third color is being rumored. The S23 Plus is itel's first ever phone with a 1080p Full HD resolution with a refresh rate that feels like 90Hz, which I believe is controlled by the motion speed setting under Ultra Touch in the phone settings. It features a 59 degrees curved 6.78-inch AMOLED screen with a 93% screen to body ratio. What this gives you is deep and truly black blacks, reduced reflections, and reduced glare. The colors are very vivid and clear, and because of the curved screen, playing games or watching movies on the display is a delight. It has a peak brightness of 500 nits, which is not spectacular if you are used to a flagship phone, but for an itel phone, this should be celebrated because it means you can see your display even in bright outdoor light. The display is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 5, a feature that is only seen in premium and mid-range devices above 150,000 naira or 150 US dollars. Unlike the regular S23, the S23 Plus has adaptive brightness, which means the brightness is automatically calibrated based on the amount of light you have in your space, so you don't need to manually adjust the brightness sliders when you go outdoors or come indoors. I like that you can set your scrolling speed in the swipe speed setting. By default, it is set to fast, but setting it to ultra fast makes scrolling long pages very quick. This itel S23 can be unlocked using pattern, password, fingerprint, or face unlock methods. Setting up your fingerprint and face recognition is quick and straight to the point. The in-display fingerprint and face sensors are accurate and unlock the phone in less than a second. However, you would have a hard time using the fingerprint sensor if your hands are wet or dirty, which is very expected and typical for in-display sensors that are not optical sensors. Also, you get a colorful fancy animation when you use the in-display fingerprint method. itel has always given us power banks as phones, and the S23 Plus is no different. With a 5000 mAh battery, you get 15 hours of normal screen time with 18 watts fast charging. This phone goes from 0 to 50% in 40 minutes. Not bad, but you have to get your own charger brick. Equipped with a Unisoc T616 flagship processor chip with a 12nm design that is almost as good as the G90 chip from MediaTek, it is able to perform good graphics processing and cool down quickly, providing stable gaming experience. It has 8 gigs of RAM that can be expanded to 16GB using itel's main fusion technology. To do this, go to Settings, Special Function, Memory Fusion, select the memory you need to convert and restart your phone. The Unisoc T616 might not sound like a lot, and I really think itel should have gone for a known name in the industry to really drive sales of this device, because Unisoc is notorious for their budget processors, which are mostly found on entry-level smartphones. But the Unisoc T616 used on this itel S23 Plus is comparable to the G90 processor from MediaTek with an Antutu benchmark score of 220,000, and that is something to take note of. Coupled with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage space, the phone operation was mostly smooth. I even played Call of Duty at high graphics quality and frame rate settings smoothly. So this is actually a gaming phone. Comment below if you'd like to see a game test of this phone. At this point, my expectations from itel have increased. Some of the things I wouldn't normally worry about on an itel device that I'm now worrying about include the speaker setup. On the itel S23 Plus, you have only one loudspeaker firing down, which means that this is a mono speaker arrangement. It is not even a deal breaker at this price point, I won't lie. But it would have been nice if the phone had a double speaker setup for a more immersive media and gaming experience. Regardless, the sound here is pretty loud even on the mono speaker. It is crisp on the high side but lacks the punch and bars you get on premium Samsung devices. For the mic quality, this isn't something you might want to use for voiceovers. I thought the mic sounded empty and processed, missing a lot of the mid frequencies. Hi, so this is a mic test of the itel S23 Plus. What do you think about the sound quality? Let me know in the comments below. The S23 Plus has an up-to-date Android 13 OS customized with itel OS 13.0. There are rumors that this phone will get Android 14. Fingers crossed. The OS is very rich with a lot of features, but it's also packed with a lot of bloat apps that you might never use, taking a chunk of the storage space. I found the gesture method of navigating the phone to be very intuitive and satisfying because of how my fingers smear across the curved edges of the display. It has an always on display feature that shows the time, date, battery, percentage, and important notifications, and there are very beautiful and colorful presets with animations to choose from if you go to settings, personalization, then always on display. The itel S23 Plus device is also NFC enabled. This means you can make payments and share your contact details by just tapping your phone with the other person's device. This is a feature never heard of on an itel device. One feature that stood out and is already very useful to me is the AI virtual assistant here. itel calls this Ivana, and it is very similar to the refreshed folders you find on Infinix 030. Ivana is basically ChatGPT that can control and toggle settings on your phone. You can ask the assistant anything and it will return a valid response to you. You can even ask it to write code or prepare a recipe for your next dinner. Ask the assistant to give you content ideas for your next Instagram post or even script your next video. You can also continue a conversation and make changes to its answers just like you do with ChatGPT. It can also do the normal virtual assistant stuff that Siri and Google Assistant do, like turning on your flashlight or playing music. I see a lot of potential here because I already use this feature a lot. The S23 Plus has a dual 50 megapixel rear camera setup with a dual LED flashlight consisting of the 50 megapixel main camera and a depth sensor for portrait photography. Toggling on on smile shots in the camera settings allows you to use the AI automation feature to take pictures just by smiling at the camera. Very convenient. You get other picture modes here like the short video, beauty, portrait, super night and AR shot mode. There is also a pro mode with all the settings you need to manually dial in and lock camera properties such as the ISO, shutter speed and aperture. I was able to take some nice pictures. The pictures are not particularly spectacular, but they are definitely not bad, and for this price range, this is good. The max video resolution is 1080p at 30 frames per second, and there is an ultra steady mode here to stabilize the video. So this is the itel S23 Plus, and I'm quite impressed with the camera, because it is an itel phone. Like, this is the best itel camera I've ever seen. So this is a selfie camera, and I'm currently shooting at 1080p 30 fps. So yeah, not very fantastic, but for an itel device, come on, right? You see the background right there, the sky, it's quite blown out. So dynamic range is not so fantastic. Over pictures, when you see the preview of the snap you're about to take on your screen, the sky looks blown out and white. But when you actually take the picture and check out the picture, you see that it does some sort of editing or processing and brings back some of the details you didn't see from the sky on your screen while shooting. So I think that's a good one. Not the best camera out there, but for an itel device, this is fantastic. Yeah, I'm super impressed for an itel phone. So this is also a sound test of the itel S23 Plus. It's quite noisy out here. Let me know what you think about the sound quality in the comments below. Is it doing a fantastic job to remove the noise or something? I've not heard what it sounds like, so let me know in the comments below. Although this one is really nice. In fact, itel has shocked most people with this release. But there are things I wish were a little different. Now, I might be over-expecting or nitpicking, but it's fine. I do not like that the storage space is not expandable. There is no way to increase the memory size with an SD card, as it has only a dual SIM tray. This means that you cannot add more storage space if you need it. 256GB is a lot, but we could still use more. The plastic glass back means that it is less resistant to pressure and scratches. I would love to see a glass instead, but that would mean spending more money, so I would prefer to have the plastic back. I couldn't even find the dynamic bar feature that I was really expecting. Also, the itel S23 Plus is not a 5G phone, and with the world switching to 5G, this phone is a little outdated in that department. The features and specs on this phone make it worth every kobo it costs, which according to itel, the expected retail price for this phone is 148,000 naira for the 8GB and 256GB variant here in Nigeria, and that is a little under $150. This is a device I would recommend to anyone who needs a reliable budget gaming phone. It's amazing how we are getting all of these features, including that AMOLED curved screen with very slim bezels and the 256GB storage for less than $150. What do you think about this device? Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you when I see you in the next one. Bye.